Afternoon, everyone. It's 12/22/2019, and I'm coming on here today to do a follow-up on a story that I think I covered about a month back about UFOs and how that they might be used to explain away the rapture. And this is about the Navy pilot that he breaks silence on UFOs. And this happened this past week. The USS Nimitz UFO incident was a radar visual encounter of a UFO by U.S. fighter pilots of the Nimitz Carrier Striking Group. The U.S. Navy pilot who filmed the USS Nimitz unidentified encounter, also known as the Tic Tac UFO, from the infrared camera on the left wing of his F-18 Super Hornet, has finally broke the silence, speaking to New York Magazine and opening up on the now famous video he shot in 2004. Chad Underwood's fascinating footage showed a strange oblong-shaped object, hence Tic Tac, soaring through the skies off the coast of San Diego, between 15,000 feet and 24,000 feet in midair. The ex-pilot stated that the erratic nature of the craft meant it couldn't be part of a secret project. By erratic, he means that it changes in its altitude, airspeed, and aspect were just unlike things I have encountered before flying against other air targets, because they still have to obey the law of physics. The Tic Tac was not doing that. And I have Ephesians 2:2 for that story, which, wherein in time past he walked according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Will UFOs be used to explain away the rapture? And the devil is known as the prince of the power of the air. So it's, him behind all of the deception involved with that. And then I came across this in the last couple of days, Retailpocalypse, and it's about a record 9,300 stores closing across the U.S. in 2019, or they've already closed or are in the process of closing. Places include Payless Shoe Source, Gymboree, Walgreens, Sears, Family Dollar, the list goes on. And there were 5,800 stores that closed in 2018, and the 2019 is nearly double that figure. So there will be many of those workers out looking for jobs in 2020. Some companies are beginning to use robots, which will add to future job loss numbers. Online sales are responsible for a percentage of the problem, but when stores like Sears, which have been around for decades and can also sell online, are shutting down, we know that this problem is not all about online sales. So you're talking about a 59% increase in store closings from 2018 to 2019. Obviously, the problem's getting worse. The economy is, we're getting mixed stories, on the economy. And it's hard to be able to trust certain reports that are contradictory one to the other one. The Lord's hand is slowly lifting off his hand of protection, which he mentioned to me in the fall of 2018, off of our economy. And I believe 2020 could prove to be a very tough year here in the USA. And I referenced Revelation 8:18, a fourth part of the earth population reduced through the sword, hunger, death, and the beasts of the earth. So, we saw this last fall, all of the flooding and stuff and all the crops that got lost. And apparently this is a worldwide problem, not just here, but there's been crop losses and stuff in other nations as well. And finally, the last story I wanted to cover for today was North Pole rapidly moving. And that's the magnetic North Pole. It's moved over 1,400 miles since 1831. In the year 2000, it was only moving at a rate of 6 miles per year. But recently, it has been moving at a rate of 25 miles per year, or 40 kilometers per year, confounding scientists looking for an answer. And the answer might be found in Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof are going to heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And so, obviously, between now, it's already, I feel like all this stuff has already started. It's in the process of starting. and it's just going to continue to get worse through that 7 year time of Jacob's trouble. And eventually, you know, some of the things that are in Isaiah 24, the 24th chapter, they say like describes the pole shift. So that concludes the stories for today. And like I haven't been on in a week because I've had a pretty rough week when it comes to spiritual warfare. And I just recently I'm trying to solve, you know, car auto repairs. Got an unexpected day off at my job that was a mix-up and a misunderstanding, which is, you know, I'm gonna end up with a shorter paycheck for the week, which, you know, it's something that shouldn't have happened, but for some reason it did. And right around this time would be the worst time for things like this to happen. But the thing of it is, I'm going to be off because of the holidays for 4 days here in this upcoming week. And at that time, I'm going to mention the dream that I had. I'm going to do the video on that, and I've got a lot of other things planned. I've already got one message that I already got done that I'm going to use during this upcoming week. I also want to talk about targeted individuals and anything else that the Lord puts on my heart to speak about in this upcoming week. And also finish, you know, getting the channel up to compliance to the COPPA laws and make sure that the channel is going to be okay to go on January 1st. Like I said, I thank people for the comments and, you know, for signing up and subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. And if you want to see more of a channel that's just speaking the truth and telling it like it is, not tickling people's ears and trying to just tell people what they want to hear, but tell people what they need to hear, then please, I would encourage you to sign up and subscribe to the channel now. And for some reason, I couldn't tell anybody, explain to anybody so far what subjects that I covered that might have been controversial or something to, you know, Deep State or anybody else that might have, you know, saw something or watched something on the channel. But some people's channels are simply being targeted on here for one reason or another. And I don't know if it's always the YouTube's policy in general. Is it an individual employee that just doesn't like somebody's channel? I don't know, but there's a story I could tell on that. One day I will, but I'll save that for another time. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.